Welcome to the Inside Gaming Podcast, episode 38.
Dingling.
For December 18th, 2014.
Hello.
Oh boy. With all the hubbub about syncing, I didn't even think about,
how you would intro
Bruce.
this podcast.
Yes.
Bruce.
Uh-huh.
What's the most memorable sync we've ever done?
The most memorable sync we've ever done with any video?
That's right.
He's not asking.
I'm trying to
best,
wonder if
just
there was
memorable.
like a flash game where we're syncing on
sync to
something
the cum
sexual.
shot? Like, wham.
Yeah, something
Oh, boy.
sexual.
Well, I know you guys used to look at the reflection in the picture, and I remember you would look at the nudity in the reflection.
Sometimes I did have to use the nudity.
to sync up.
Yeah.
So that was probably my most memorable sync, is looking
Yeah.
at the nudity.
The most memorable was James staring at titties reflected in a poster.
Oh my.
Wow.
Cool. Speaking of cum shots, this episode is brought to you by NatureBox.
Oh my gosh. So gross.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not
NatureBox.
is
No,
delicious.
NatureBox is great.
NatureBox is very
Lawrence
delicious.
is gross.
Yeah.
And the things they'll give you are probably much more nutritional than that thing.
Yes, absolutely.
NatureBox is a subscription service that will send you delicious, all-natural snacks in little bags that come in a larger box at once a month. And we have a special promo for you guys. If you go to naturebox.com/inside, you can get a sampler pack with their 5 most popular snacks. So, somewhat free food. You do have to pay for shipping, about $2, but you get a box of free stuff from NatureBox, and if you decide you like it, you can then get more boxes later by paying them money. So thank you, NatureBox, for your support, and we recommend that you go check them out.
Can I ask NatureBox to send more food our way? Because I liked the NatureBox food they sent.
Why don't you buy it like
every
normal,
time-
Need to get an
normal
office box.
consumer?
I mean, I get it, but I would like some free food.
Or
from
steal some of Lawrence's.
Can we use our own promo code?
Yes.
You can, but I would much rather have them send a free box to us.
Oh, he's sad.
That way I don't have to do any work at all.
He's looking at all the flowers. Aww. Okay, well, in stark opposition to this game, we're going to talk about hatred.
Oh boy, everyone's favorite
Yeah,
pastime.
well-
Violent game.
So it's really fascinating because, just like last time, they're making the news again because of how edgy they are. Hey guys, this is Future Lawrence with a quick note. We recorded this podcast on Tuesday, which is before Valve re-added hatred to Steam Greenlight. As such, you won't hear us discuss that aspect of the story. However, I still think our discussion about the issue is valid. Thank you for that, and back to the podcast. So it mostly revolves around Steam. Basically, hatred went up on Steam Greenlight, and then within a few hours was taken off of Steam Greenlight by Valve.
Yeah.
Doug Lombardi made a very terse and complete statement to Eurogamer saying, let's see here, he said, quote, "Based on what we've seen on Greenlight, we would not publish hatred on Steam. As such, we'll be taking it down." And then about 20 minutes later, it was gone. So I did a little digging on this, looking into Greenlight, like terms of use, just to see what was laid out there about what's acceptable on Greenlight and what isn't. And I found a couple of quotes. The first, this is what's not acceptable, quote, "Porn, inappropriate or offensive content, whereas, however you say that, or leaked content." And then in another page, I found, "Your game must not contain offensive material or violate copyright or intellectual property rights." So basically, offensive material is not allowed, which is a very vague term allowing them
Yeah.
to basically, when they want, say that's bad,
Yeah.
and yank it off. Now then, this has a lot of gamers upset because they're saying that gaming is being censored, which is also kind of tied into a bunch of other things that people are mad about right now.
Like
But
GTA 5.
yeah, that's part of it. And then just like countries that routinely censor or ban games. So the question here is, did Valve do a bad thing? Should they be allowed to do that? Which is kind of an easy question to answer. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Wait, should they be allowed?
Of course, they're a business. They're allowed to do whatever they want.
yeah.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Should
Right.
they have done it? No. It's censorship. That's wrong. Like they shouldn't. That should be up to the public. Their job is to sell things. Things that people want to buy. They shouldn't be telling us what we can and cannot buy because of what they deem to be offensive.
I can kind of see from their perspective what they're worried about, which is they sell hatred, and then some mom sees their kid playing hatred, and he's like, I got it on Steam. And then that parent immediately goes to Valve and writes a bunch of angry emails and gets a huge group together and says, I can't believe you sold it on Steam.
What's the difference though between that and Postal or Wolfenstein? It's an M-rated game.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, like there is no difference, but I guess right now, hatred is in the news and Postal is not.
I was going to say, clearly there is a difference because Wolfenstein came out and no one
Cared.
got all pissed off that it was coming out. So there is a difference. I think we are putting things into the bucket of violence, But sometimes there is motivation behind violence in the video game that can make them very different. That being said, I agree with Adam. They're a business; they can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
I think it's a little short-sighted to just pull this game unless they're also planning on pulling and sifting through their content and figuring out the other BS that they have all over.
Which I'm sure they're not.
Greenlight, which they're probably not going to do.
That's my worry, though. Like, yeah, this is the only time they've done it, but what's to stop them from saying, you know what? Some people don't like killing Nazis. We're getting rid of it all of it. No more Uber Soldier. No more Wolfenstein. I mean, getting rid of Uber Soldier might be doing a service, but like, what? Where do they stop?
Right.
Why just this game?
And like, again, because it's in the news and because of the motivation behind the violence. So, like with Wolfenstein, you're killing Nazis, which is widely accepted across the entire world.
We were just talking about that today, about Wolfenstein. You're kind of playing as a terrorist.
Oh, you absolutely are.
Yeah.
To the Nazis. Yeah, you're a terrorist to the Nazis. But again, we can all see.
You
Okay,
attack civilian targets in that game sometimes.
You killed civilians.
but
Still.
they're Nazis.
The ultimate nemesis is against the Nazis.
Yeah.
Mecha Nazi.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yes, in the context of that game, though, it's kind of funny. Like we were talking about that, where it's like you asked the question, well, what would have happened if the Nazis won World War II? It's like, well, they'd be considered the good guys.
Yeah.
And so, like in this game, like I'm not saying Nazis are good. Believe me, not at all. But in this world that they've created, no, Nazis are like the worst things to ever exist in all of humanity. But like in this world, the Nazis are the good guys. And they're like, you're fighting for freedom. It's like, no, you're fighting for something that doesn't exist anymore. So you're technically the bad guy, and you're killing innocent people in this world.
But I mean, think of it this way: the good guys in Iraq are the ones that are like, at this point, ISIS. Are they ISIS?
It's almost like it's a matter of perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's sort of the point with hatred is that we don't know the story of the game. Yes, I get that, but it looks as if there's just some dude going out slaughtering civilians.
Do you think that this is all like, I mean, I know it's an attention grab by the hatred developers,
Of course.
but do you think that they're going to slip something in there where it's like, oh, aliens? No, the society looks normal, but aliens actually control the woman who's pushing her baby down the sidewalk
Yes.
in a carriage.
That was exactly like Carmageddon. Like Carmageddon 2 had a huge cop out, like, oh, they're all zombies now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this game's about running over people with a car.
I don't think they're too concerned about worrying about copying Carmageddon
Yeah.
2, but do you think that there's going to be a thing and then they're going to go, fuck you, ha,
Yeah.
you were all pissed off for nothing?
No, I don't think they're that smart.
Really? You don't think so?
I think they'll do that. I think something like that.
Well, I think they
could
can
be in
do
the
it
game.
now. I think they should hire James Willems. He should go in as a writer and then change it all up.
Maybe like $20.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of money.
That's a lot of money in
wherever
Norway,
they're from.
wherever they're from.
My thing though, what all of this shows me, because Hatred premiered its trailer, and everyone collectively had a shit. Like 90% of the opinion was, why does this game exist? This makes games and gamers in general have a bad name. We don't like this. We hate this. This game shouldn't exist. Blah blah blah. Then it comes back. It goes up on Greenlight. And then it gets taken down, and now everyone's going, "Whoa, censorship, censorship!"
Yeah.
It's like,
To be fair, that's not the same person, though.
Yeah, it's two
I'm saying you
different
are
sides.
basically
groups.
poking two different groups.
yeah, I know, but
So-
I'm just saying, in general, the gamer audiences are so fickle.
Yeah, no, I mean,
They're
like,
so fickle, and they cannot.
My argument would be they are diverse.
Okay.
It's a
Sure.
diverse
All
group.
right, well, they're all really, really loud. Then the only thing they all have in common is they're all loud and too
We're
loud.
loud. I mean,
What I love about this is examining kind of, I can't remember who brought it up, but yes, Postal 1, 2, and 3 are all still on Steam. And it's basically the exact same game, even first person, which arguably makes it worse than an isometric game. Like in Postal 3...
that argument I don't
no,
understand. But
I'm
we
just
can-
saying the way people perceive it and the way they react to it, kind of along the lines of
It's not
GTA 5.
literally putting you in the
Yeah.
shoes.
It wasn't a problem
Well,
until you could do it in first person.
It kind of says something about the human psyche where they're like,
Yeah.
it's okay to kill lots of things if you're really high up.
If you see someone else doing
if you're
it,
watching, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, but if you're in there, it's bad. Like, no, it's just a different perspective on the same thing.
But it's
Anyway,
definitely like
sorry.
and yes, it does predicate some very interesting questions, which is like, okay, Valve, if you're making a decision call here, there's already an inconsistency because you've let something worse on your platform without touching it. And it really does come down to context. It's that this is a product that was intentionally released to shock people. It's a shock product. And Valve seems to say, we don't want that on our platform, but if it's just like a thing that just exists and no one gives a shit, fine. But yeah, it's really fascinating because I love the way they've handled it, for one. Because in typical Valve fashion, they haven't really engaged with all the people howling. And Doug Lombardi put out his one quote saying, "We don't want it.
Yeah, we're going to
Now
take
it's
it
gone.
down. Yeah.
And it's gone, and the world will move on in about a week once they forget about it."
Which is funny though, because my argument comes from things like any of those early access games that are just busted, and it's like, shouldn't the argument be more towards like we need to have final products like working games as opposed to really what the content is? Because I'll take 10,000 hatreds over a broken Assassin's Creed.
Well, they did just speak out against that a couple of weeks ago too, where they were saying like, look, we understand the early access has been a problem. We're going to do our best to try and fix it. That's where they went with it. I mean, who knows if they'll execute, but that's what they said.
Well, I mean, I feel bad for them because it's a good idea. Let's create our own little ecosystem where people can gain the faith of other gamers that are already using this platform to realize the game they want to make, and it was immediately taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a situation where they're trying not to take advantage of people again.
Right.
I don't know. I don't like whatever. I didn't care about Hatred when it first came out, and I don't think this makes Valve seem bad.
This is one thing that I think we also need to remember, that Steam is in, I don't know, 50, 60 countries. They're in a bunch of different countries across the world. And so, like, for example, Australia is really heavy on these sorts of things.
Yeah.
So if Hatred comes out in Australia on Steam, then Australia is going to flip their shit and get all mad at Valve. So, like, I'm sure that's what their legal team was thinking. Like, just pull the game. Like, it's no, we don't want a bunch of countries mad at us because we had this one game on Steam.
I don't... Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, building off what Lauren said, I think I can understand the motivation being like, well, what is the value of this game? At this point, all they've shown us is that it is a game based on pure shock value. That's the only merit it's attempting to bring to anything, and that's obvious, and they didn't do a very good job concealing it, like some other games where they have a really busty, like Renaissance woman in a Renaissance dress, and you're like, ooh, that looks like a good game, but then it's actually shit. Yeah. Like, they didn't even try to conceal the fact that this game is shit. So... that's probably why they're getting called out on this one.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of the nanny state mentality of if Australia's like, how dare you, Valve, put this game, it's like, you know what, you decide.
Oh yeah.
Be a goddamn parent and tell your kid, catch a kid playing Hatred, hit him upside the head.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, like, I totally agree with you, Adam. Unfortunately, a lot of people are not like that. A lot of countries are not like that, and Australia is one of them. Just like what they did with GTA 5, where they pulled it from those stores because those guys that owned Target and Kmart were like, oh, it's too violent against women.
Right. So, I don't know. I just see. I like the openness, the idea of like, here's a free market, and the public will figure out what it wants.
I agree. And so that's why I'm opening it up to everyone to choose not to use Steam anymore because they don't have Hatred on it. So that's free market.
There you go.
Beyond
a Steam boycott.
No, I'm telling them they can choose whether or not the fact that Steam is pulling Hatred has anything to do with whether or not they want to choose.
The flip side of this whole thing, though, too, is what a lot of people don't understand. Like, we've seen game developers speak out, for and against Steam, basically by saying, like, if you're not on the front page of Steam, you're fucked. Like, you're not going to get any sales. Like, you're screwed. So the Hatred may live or die based on whether it can get on Steam right now, because Valve basically controls it. So it's kind of an interesting thing for them, because what if at the end of the day they're just making a fun game, and now they're people are being deprived of the ability to play it.
Also, I was just saying maybe they are, but they're doing a really bad job marketing it,
or a great job.
Well, yeah, to Adam's point, that might have forced their hand. If they were thinking like, okay, if we make a tactical shooter where you're an army guy shooting typical terrorist dudes, we could do that, and it's the game we want to make, except if we do that, no one's going to pay attention to it at all. So maybe they were like, well, we have a modest budget. We know the game we want to make, but how are we going to get anyone to pay attention to it, especially when the games market is flooded with like middle tier kind of fun games that maybe cost $15.
Also, I'm kind of surprised. I'm not saying they should do this, but I'm surprised that there aren't any parental controls on Steam, because Netflix.
I think there is.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, there are.
You can put it in child mode, basically.
Yeah, we just don't deal with it because we don't have any kids.
Well, I was going to say then
we use it for spool. That's about it.
Yeah, then what's the problem? I mean, like, put the game on there and just say it's 17 plus.
Yeah, that's the strange thing, that Valve went out of their way to pull this one game. It just seems odd. That means I'm sure there's public outcry for every game on Steam somewhere. But this is the one that they chose to basically push their personal bias onto.
This
Seems strange.
This is
That's
also a
strange,
game
yeah.
that's basically existed through its own personal bias. They don't make the games that everyone begs for. They make the games that they kind of want to make, and then they sit on a pile of cash with an interface that everyone hated at first, but they made it anyway. I don't know, like, this is kind of what Valve does, right? Like, they just do whatever they want to do, their own thing.
From what it seems like, Valve, for the most part, has created a system that's automated. They've only have like 200 employees. They don't really have any sort of like help desk. So if like you want to refund it, they're usually like, oh God, what?
Yeah,
What?
ugh.
Like
Why?
Ooh, that's a whole process. They just want a machine that works and that they don't need to be bothered, and they just make money. That seems to be what they want. I'm not saying definitively one way or the other that's what they're thinking, but that seems to be what it is.
Can you jump in this game?
I don't care.
Did you actually start over?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
killed
died, I
himself.
guess.
You did save.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
have a
I
continue.
really don't like this
Yeah.
game.
I'm trying to figure out what to do. Anyways, honestly, like I said, if there's parental controls on Steam, then what's the problem?
I don't know what the problem is, but again, I don't care that it isn't on Steam.
No, of
Because they
course
can
not.
do whatever they want to.
Yeah, but it might fuck up those guys. It might fuck up the 25 guys that developed the game.
I don't really care about those guys
Okay,
personally.
yeah, then I'm-
Like, I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe the game is they're aliens and it's a really fun thing, but I don't really care. I mean, they're right now. They are the what's her name, Farrah
I think
Abrams.
your house is the stinky one.
Farrah Abrams, the Miss. She was a teen mom in MTV.
Oh, yeah.
Teen mom, and
Oh,
then she
boy.
did porn immediately after because all she wants is fame.
Got a boob job.
So basically, in the world of game developers, that's what they are. They're like, hey, you got to get noticed somehow. So we're gonna make a game and we're gonna draw controversy where apparently innocent woman gets shot in the street, and we're gonna only show other footage of cops getting killed. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. That's the path you're gonna choose. Good luck to you, sir.
Well, that's-
but I'm not gonna root for you.
I don't know. It's a little presumptuous. I mean, I think it gets kind of hypocritical for people to be like, ooh, I don't like this, but Wolfenstein's fine. Like, what's the difference? What?
Well, I mean, there's a huge difference in that globally we can all agree that Nazis are bad,
Sure.
whereas
Okay, I
we
mean,
can't all globally agree that a woman walking down the street with her baby is bad.
But what if she's a Nazi?
Well, then they didn't establish that, whereas Wolfenstein begins all of their marketing by saying, let's go kill some Nazis because they're bad.
What if that's the twist at the end? No, that's what I'm saying is at the end of the day, like, it's sort of the argument that I always lean towards, which is all games are art. So, like, who are we to say this art is bad, this art is good? That's for the individual, but to say like, these guys are just trying to get attention, it's like, well, maybe that's one way of looking at it. But the other hand, this is to them art. This is what they wanted to make. This is what they want to push out there. We can sit here and ridicule it, make fun of it, but that doesn't mean they're less inclined to make a living off of it.
No, I'm just saying that I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not saying they can't do it, and I'm all for them doing it. I'm just saying that I don't give a shit. And if this is their methodology, and this is the only way they think they can make something that people will pay attention to, because other people have made other games. Portal is not a violent game at all, right? And it caught the notice of someone, and then it became a huge thing, and then they made an even bigger sequel to that game that also is not violent at all. And
But they would tell you
did
that
it.
was a studio of 200 people that made that game, and they had a
But
bunch
the
of
original
well,
Portal
it didn't start
was
out that
just
way.
a like student experiment.
It was just Kim
Narcotics
Swift
Drop
and
or
her
something
best
like that.
friends.
So
something like that. Yeah.
So there is a way to do it if you just make fucking awesome shit. And I'm not saying everyone can make awesome shit, and I'm not saying they shouldn't make hatred. I'm just saying, I whatever. This is the path they chose. So this is the bullshit that they're gonna have to deal with because of the path they've chosen.
There's actually a pretty perfect analog for this whole situation. It happened. My understanding of the timeline is a little fuzzy, but it was like the late 70s, early 80s. VHS was just taking off so people could watch movies in their homes. And people were starting to make movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is like very hyper graphic, hyper real horror. And there were a lot of video rental stores that refused to stock those movies.
Sure.
And even the ones that did, you had to kind of ask the clerk for like the behind the shelf selection. But at the time, the same arguments were made, which is that this is a creative work with. You can't go that way, clearly.
There we go.
Never mind.
I can go that way.
Oh, it just stops every so.
Yeah, just stop.
But
really
people are
good.
saying like it's the same discussion, which is like this is a creative work with no merit. It's just there for shock value. Why does it exist? And then the other side is like, well, we can't judge that kind of thing. The thing that really fascinates me about this is there is an implicit judgment in society about what's acceptable and what's not, because nobody's arguing on behalf of child porn. Well, there are, but they're scum, basically.
Yeah.
So yes, there is a line of morality when it comes to the kinds of quote-unquote creative work we'll tolerate as a society. And it's just an ongoing process. It's not black and white as much as it is tempting to frame the argument that way.
I guess I look at it in terms of, is anyone getting hurt? Child pornography, someone's getting hurt. That's fucked up and that's wrong. Someone making a movie about people getting ripped to shreds and torn apart, yeah, maybe that's for much of an older audience, but if there's a demand for it as a business, maybe you supply that. I'm just speaking in relative terms of just what makes sense. And no one was harmed in this filmmaking. If someone was actually murdered in that movie, then you should not support that. And someone selling that needs to go to jail.
The argument there is, and I'm not making this argument, just the common argument is, by their reckoning, consuming that content does hurt you. That it shapes your view of the world. It makes you more desensitized.
I've heard that argument before, and I think that argument is bullshit. But like for me personally, I don't think you just consume something and now I feel really bad about that. Even though you don't, I just think I'm not saying hatred shouldn't exist or be made.
Right.
I'm just saying the developers picked a path for this game. They said we want to make a game. And they all collectively decided this is the game we want to make, and they picked a path. And if they thought that path was going to be all roses and rainbows, they were sorely mistaken, and I seriously doubt they thought it was going to be that path. They thought they were going to get a shit ton of negative attention, but it was still attention, and so that's what this is continuing to be.
Absolutely.
It's negative attention, but it's still attention. Yep. I'm sure they'll be fine. Maybe the game will be good, but at this current point in time, it just looks like they're just saying, hey, look at me, not here's what I actually have to offer.
Do you think they thought it wouldn't get on Steam because it was so violent? Do you think they planned ahead for that, or do you think they were just sort of like, Steam will...
I think they probably threw it up everywhere.
If it got on Steam, good. If it didn't get on Steam, even better.
Yeah.
Because now the next step is whatever it is on will be a story unto itself.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on Desura. Oh, you can buy it there. And Oh, it got outlawed in another country. Whatever.
Sure.
Because that, the next step of this story will drive people to a destination to purchase the game, and that's perfect for them.
Also, another big thing is don't cry for them.
Yeah, well,
they're fine. They're doing everything according to plan, and if it's not, they've already adapted that plan, and they're probably better off than they were a week ago.
Oh well, I mean, overall, people know what the game is, so they're going to see some success, moderate success, perhaps, but they're limiting their customer base by not being able to be on Steam, which. That sucks.
Yeah.
It would suck if YouTube told us you guys can't put videos on there anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm sure someone others would be like, don't cry for those guys. They're fine. They're doing great on Vimeo, and be like, yeah, but we could be doing a lot better on YouTube. I'm just saying it sucks for them no matter what. In that way, but you don't have to cry for them, James, because you.
No, I'm just saying, what if we weren't allowed to be on YouTube, but that's because every single YouTube video we made was something that people hated or something.
Yeah,
we were constantly pushing the buttons of YouTube and their terms of service and everything.
Okay, that argument would hold water, or the comparison would work there, except that hatred is no different than thousands of games that are already on Steam.
Well, we also don't know because we don't know what hatred is because we've seen 25 seconds.
But let's operate on the assumption that it's violence for the sake of violence, like with no motivation.
Yeah. There's a game you can buy on Steam right now where you can pee on a corpse.
Yeah.
That seems fine.
Sweet.
It just, I don't know.
Again,
right.
I don't care if it's on Steam or not. I don't care. I generally don't care, which is how I felt about the Hatred trailer when it came out. I don't care. I thought the animations of execution in the street looked pretty good, which is about the most of a review I could give to it. Yeah. But I don't really care, and I guess I'll see when the game comes out. Because I think they're gonna be aliens. Oh, fuck you!
No, I think
you thought they were innocent? No, he was the hero. Is the aliens or whatever?
There's gonna be some twist.
Yeah. Well. On that lull, let's mention that this podcast is sponsored by World of Tanks.
Ooh.
World of Tanks. Free to play tank warfare. If you've ever wanted to drive a tank, and if you haven't, there's probably something wrong with you. So if there isn't anything wrong with you, you should play World of Tanks. Yeah, that's the advertiser me speaking. I actually haven't played it.
It's like Cars, but with tanks.
Ooh, and
Pixar
guns
movie.
on cars. So World of Tanks recommends that you jump in today and compete online against players
Is
worldwide.
that a tank?
No, that was an anti-tank.
He was
It
showing his support.
Yeah, it was a car being jealous that it's not a
World of Tanks. That actually used to be our chant.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that.
I remember.
I'll tell the story after. Sorry, do your thing.
Over 80 million players. If you haven't joined in yet, you've been missing out, say the tanks. Team up and tactically eliminate the enemy in 15 versus 15 armored warfare. World of Tanks is available for download on your PC for free. New players in the US can sign up now and enter the code MACHINIMA, and that's in all caps, by the way, for an awesome exclusive in-game items. That's Machinima. I'll spell it just because our company has the best name. MACHINIMA. Download now and play for free at playtanks.us and use code Machinima in all caps. Thank you, World of Tanks, for sponsoring the Inside Gaming Podcast.
Thank you very much. Also, yeah, a lot of times we had this internal joke we would do where we'd all start chatting World of Tanks for no reason. That was because one year at E3 we had this like Tower of Power booth, and World of Tanks was right next to us, and they would start chanting so loud that we would hear it on our live stream. And so the chat would always be like, World of Tanks. And then so we just started getting into it. Then they gave us a bunch of free thumb drives, so that was really cool.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Man, it's incredible what people will do for a free t-shirt.
World of Tanks.
Hatred.
World of
Hatred on
Tanks.
Steam.
Hatred on Steam.
Chants are just the best thing for mobs.
Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to something a little more personal.
Oh.
Joel had a party that I didn't go to.
No, I don't know why you
go
didn't.
either.
Adam and I went.
I had
Sure
another
did.
party to go to.
Oh.
I also
That's
had
right.
another party to go
I
to.
that every time.
Yeah, Joel had a housewarming for like his new place that he's been living in for 3 months, I think. So nothing really new there. But Billy the dog was there.
Oh,
Oh, Billy.
Love Billy.
She's the best.
Yeah, that was it was actually really funny. So
How much did she drink?
not a lot. She
Way
so,
too much. She's
she-
fucking
she
trash. She tried
wanders
to make
the-
out with me.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Believe it.
slut.
Yep, I know. Jeez.
But the funny thing, so Joel's got a lot of friends. Unlike me, all of my friends work here, so I don't really talk to a lot of people outside of here.
you had to meet new people.
I guess we knew some of them, like some old G4 people. But the funny, that's how you say it.
It's the bird. Duh.
But what like slowly happened throughout the party was everyone kind of moved into the kitchen where all the food and drinks were.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And all the Machinima people just stayed in there. And then all the other people were out in the living room talking, and we're all kind of like, ugh.
All of Joel's other friends, they're
Yeah.
like more social than us.
Yeah, we're like, new people, I don't know. And so there's like 16 people in this small kitchen all talking. So, yeah, we're all antisocial, which I thought was kind of nice.
I'm trying to think of what happened at Joel's party.
Not a lot. I mean, we just all kind of hung out.
You get to
and
blackout
talked.
status after 5 minutes.
I wish, man. I wish. I had to drive. So I had to
Walk to the kick someone out of the way and grab a bottle of vodka. That's my strategy.
I was more than able to drink to my heart's content, but I didn't.
Really, you didn't?
No, well, because we've been drinking all week.
Yeah.
So we had the Machinima party like on a Thursday.
I didn't go to that.
Oh, man.
that either.
So
That was pretty fun.
It was
I
like,
know.
There was a magician.
There was
really-
a slow motion cam.
He was really fucking good too.
yeah, you can watch that video online. I
Damn.
didn't realize I thought those were private moments.
I don't
No, they
understand
weren't.
how you thought a
You
giant
had sex with
camera-
your wife in front of a camera, Adam.
I
That's your problem.
assumed that video would not be uploaded anywhere. I thought it'd be like shared among the office, put on box, we can all watch it. No, we're gonna put on Vimeo for the
Dicks
world
all
to
over
see.
the internet.
Fair enough.
On Vimeo. We can't show that on
Now I know that if you give people prop money and a slow motion camera, all they'll do is this. That's the only
duh.
thing that they do.
It's pretty true. So we had that party first, and then after that we had
Magician was great.
we went to
So
Earwolf. So we work with an outside company who does the ads for this podcast.
For this podcast.
And they threw a party on Friday. Went to their office. Joel and I were there.
What kind of food did they have?
Oh man,
They always have the best food.
They have these little salad shooters that were good.
Salad shooters. What?
I don't.
Did they blend up a salad and put it in a shotgun?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh.
It was kind of weird because the ranch is on the bottom, so you're like.
Really?
But they had like all you can eat cheese, which Jess, my wife, loved.
I love cheese.
Yeah, she was eating a lot of that. I'm trying to think of any like protein that was there.
They have meat.
Yeah, I think they had meat sticks.
Maybe some chicken,
Yeah,
beef.
I mean, this is not important. But then afterwards, my wife and I went and got some pizza across the street. It was really good.
What was
all
on
that.
your pizza?
It was really, I don't know, it's still in my fridge.
Nice.
And then after that, it was Joel's party. But the point of all this, I didn't drink a lot, but every morning I was hungover.
Oh, we're getting old, man.
I think my tolerance level dropped significantly because
Well, also, you're dieting pretty heavily right now, too.
That's right. So you don't
true.
eat as much.
yeah,
I
I'm-
had to have an
You gotta
impact.
carb up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm getting older. My hangovers are going away.
Oh,
They're going away.
I swear everyone goes one way or the other.
I'm getting blacked out drunk every single night. Wake up totally fine.
You lucky son
No
of a bitch.
headache. I'm totally great. No, that doesn't happen at all. Actually,
really?
the older you get, the worse it becomes.
Damn.
I have like 2 margaritas and I wake up with a sore throat and a headache and my
I
eyes are all
was
swollen
like
shut.
at the Machinima party.
I'm
been stung by
I
a
had a
bee."
margarita.
I was
Your
pounding
mouth
water.
sand comes out.
I was pounding water. I was eating food. Like everything was great. I had mashed potatoes. Like I was like, this will absorb all this. And I was drinking vodka, like soda or whatever, and it was like Kettle. It was like good vodka. And I still woke up being like, oh, I feel like shit. And I only had like 2 or 3 drinks.
We are
Sad.
It's really it's a really sad state of affairs over here. We're all
God.
getting too old to have a drink.
I don't know. I think we just got to build up our tolerance.
All right, let's start drinking.
I just get drunk every night.
Are you ready?
Right.
Yeah, I'm drunk
Right now?
Oh.
right now.
I do have a bottle of vodka on my desk. Anyway, so yeah, you missed that on a huge party. Sorry about that.
All right. I went to the Ice Kingdom.
What's that?
So I made out okay.
What's that?
Okay, so in Long Beach, there's the Queen Mary, which is a boat that has been like moored permanently.
Yep.
It's just like
I
an
slept
old,
in there.
Yeah, I heard you could do that.
You could totally do that.
That seems-
You can stay at the Queen.
That seems real spooky. But they had like a seasonal event called Chill, and really what it is it's basically Oktoberfest, but they throw banners over everything to make it holiday themed.
Nice.
I had North Pole tacos. There was like a holiday grill, and they had like sandwiches and burgers and stuff. But holiday because Santa. There was one of the highlights of the night was seeing somebody like waddle around in a gingerbread man costume.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
He wasn't
pretty cool.
invited. He just showed up.
I gave him a hug.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
But the highlight of the evening, clearly.
Are we talking about why Lawrence wasn't at my party?
Yes, that's
No, actually, that's
exactly.
something else. That was another party that I went to that night that I'd obligated 2 months ago. This is tell me about how much you enjoyed my Fast and Furious marathon, Joel.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry, it was BlizzCon.
Oh, there you go. Then we were both doing stuff.
I was doing work, Lawrence.
No, you
No,
weren't.
you weren't.
For
That's
Realm. I was on Realm
bullshit.
videos that week.
You know what? Just because you were there doesn't mean you were on Realm videos for work.
No one won that weekend, but we had a better time.
But okay, so the I love you, Joel. The pictures of Ice Kingdom that I saw on the event page for Chill played it up like it was an impossible wonderland of mystery, magic,
ice?
and ice, especially ice. When I got there, they handed me like my giant parka because it's fucking cold in there.
Obviously.
And then I went in there and I was like, holy shit, it's cold! And there was basically just fairly big ice sculptures just in places, and you just walk around and look at them.
Oh, it wasn't like one of those ice bars.
No!
Okay.
James Bond.
Remotely.
No, or like-
That's what I was thinking of, man!
Las Vegas.
There's one in Vegas.
Or like an ice
Have you-
hotel?
Have you guys ever done ice shots off of like an ice block?
I have
Yeah,
done
we
that.
had that at a Machinima, at an Inside Gaming Awards. I think we had that
Really?
years ago.
Oh.
There was.
Oh yeah, there was a giant M, and then it got thrown into the street.
Yeah.
Right,
in
got thrown in the
gutter.
curb. Yeah, and they got it.
Hashtag Empire. I also at the Family Guy mobile game launch party
Oh yeah.
did a
was there.
tequila shot through a block of ice.
Great, it's
I
awesome.
did that. Yeah, it was like I think it was like a sculpture of Peter Griffin or something.
Something.
It was like him peeing or something.
Yeah.
You sucked his penis?
I pretty much did.
Adam West did a shot out of that too. It was pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
My hero.
They wrap the ends of those in little plastic condoms, so you don't have to suck somebody else's spit.
That's nice.
Joel, I'm interested. I want to make sure I don't interrupt you. Is your Ice Kingdom done?
Oh, I got plenty more to say.
I know
Well,
you do.
We can take a little break. Get a snack.
Well, I was actually curious as to see what kind of food and drink Joel prepared for his party.
Oh, there were delights to tempt the eyes
I
and
love
the
that,
buds.
Joel. I love it.
He had guacamole. It was pretty good.
There was guacamole.
Store-bought guacamole.
There was a hummus from the finest of Costco's. I prepared a frozen pizza and sliced into tiny pieces for all sundry to eat.
Was that DiGiorno, or did you just get that from
No, that
like?
was Costco
It was just
frozen
Costco.
pizza.
Yeah.
It was on, really? I
Oh,
thought
I'm
you were-
sorry.
Yeah,
Did you
geez.
want me to go to Mozza?
Yes, I thought it was going to be classier than that.
I will
Joel's-
say we had so much frozen pizza left over that the next day I stripped all the frozen pizza of its toppings, which wasn't very good, and Dana and I made artisanal frozen pizza with all the
Costco dough.
Because
I like you,
so
Joel,
much,
but I want to punch you in the
I know.
we had so
Artisanal.
much cheese left.
The next
I'm
time you
gonna
say
barrel through.
artisanal, I'm going to punch you in the cock.
We had so much cheese left over. We had like 12 different kinds of cheese that we made. We made a goat cheese and balsamic vinegar and spinach and garlic pizza, and we made a 6-cheese Fantasia of cheeses.
gosh.
We had goat sausage and
Did you just eat an entire goat?
we had a brie and prosciutto pizza. We made a lot of pizza the next day, and we got a keg.
The whitest thing I've
The
ever
keg is
heard.
pretty awesome.
We got a keg at our. It's still there. If you want to come over for some beer after.
Really? You still have beer?
I've been trying to finish it. I filled up a whole growler.
Why don't you
that I
bring
had-
that in?
Yeah, why didn't you bring that in?
It's
Because you don't think about us. I
sticky,
get it.
and it's already been tapped, and it's got like I don't know, probably a half gallon of beer left. It's not worth it.
I don't know. I just hit the Tito's pretty hard. I opened it actually. You had an unopened bottle of vodka in there. I was like, oh, I'll get
Yeah,
to
no,
that.
that's fine.
Looks like Brad's got a little status.
I wasn't apologizing.
The greatest food that we got everyone brought booze, which was very nice of everybody, and Lawrence gave us booze for holidays.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Lawrence.
You're welcome.
But someone brought over a bottle of sparkling wine, which we just assumed someone gave them at work and they were regifting it.
Yeah.
And Dana's a big wine person, so she's got this wine app, and she pulled it up on the wine app. This bottle of wine retails at stores, I mean, not stores, but at restaurants for $200 a bottle.
What?
Someone accidentally brought us a ridiculously
Who would
good
spend
bottle of
$200 on
champagne.
you?
What idiot?
No one, someone regifted it to us, we think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great
They didn't.
gift.
You think they didn't check?
They didn't
Drank
realize.
it last night.
Huh.
And?
It was
I-
awesome.
I wonder
it was
if
the
that-
best sparkling wine I've ever had, actually.
I wonder if that was us. Because
Oh.
Did you guys
Did you bring
regift
Billy
something?
Cart? Did you bring Billy Cart salmon rosé?
I don't care. I
Ask
mean,
Jess.
that's
What did
girl
you
stuff.
say?
So Jess just grabbed 2 bottles, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. Fine. Drink it. Girls
Ask her
girls
if
like wine.
It was a bottle of Billy Cart salmon sparkling rosé.
Okay.
She's just gonna stare
That
at you.
reminds me. I've got a bottle opener of yours.
Cool.
That accidentally got packed in with some bottles when I was going back from a previous party, in which I destroyed one of your glasses and cut my hand open. So that was cool.
Can we? Okay.
I gesticulate wildly, and it's a bad combination when I have something in my hand. I also have very poor depth perception.
It was a great party. I
Talking
caught,
in there, whap! Just slapped it out of my own hand.
I caught Bruce making out with his girlfriend at the top of my staircase.
Yeah! Woo!
Wow.
Like full
good.
could you see tongue like in between the mouths there, just pushing back and
we
forth?
were just kissing a little.
Oh, that's not so bad. That's not making out. That's just a little smooch smooch.
I saw Joel's like bachelor room.
Uh-oh.
Bachelor room.
His man cave?
Yeah, like well, I have a man cave and I'm married. It's fine. But there's like a bed just pushed up against the wall and then a computer.
What do you do on that bed?
Bare mattress with stains all over it.
Fold laundry, like
yeah.
cool
That
bachelors.
sucks.
No, that's actually so. Like I have my little like man cave, or whatever, and there's like a couch and like a love seat sort of thing. It mostly holds laundry.
Yep.
It's like no one really sits in those.
Yep. My parents are sleeping on it this week.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, you got the life.
Well, I have to
Sweet,
constantly
sweet Joel life.
I have to constantly cover my clothes with backpacks and bags and stuff because my cats will piss on my clothes. And then my clothes will smell like piss, and I won't notice until I'm wearing them. And cat piss is like the worst
Oh, it's
smell.
the terrible.
So-
It sounds like ammonia.
So like,
Yeah.
so like
Fishy ammonia.
They only do it if they're like stressed out. So like, there was a leak in my apartment, and basically the walkway, like the little hallway where the cats would go to use the litter box, was blocked. And so they're stressing out, so they just pissed all over my stuff. And I'm just like, great. And I had to like, it's hard to get out. It's. These are the problems of a white person. I'm sorry.
So Joel, I usually have a real problem whenever I throw a party. I get way too drunk at my own party. Although I didn't do that at the Rock Band party, but how drunk did you get at your own party?
I wasn't able to get drunk enough because we weren't ready, and so I was still prepping for the party while the party was going
Yeah,
on.
that's a bummer.
Which is fine. I didn't want to get crazy drunk. I got crazy drunk last night.
Last night.
Monday?
Because it was Dana's
No,
birthday,
yesterday's
so we went to the
Monday.
restaurant where we had this wine, and
I was drunk too. Oh my god.
We
Wait.
brought 2 bottles of wine. We finished them both, but she only drank like
guys
this
have
much
problems.
of it.
No. I was watching Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I wasn't drunk at all.
Wait, that's the second one?
No,
It's the TV
it's
show.
the TV show. Yeah,
Series.
Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones is episode 2.
There you go. So back
Attack
to
of the Clones.
the Ice Kingdom.
Attack.
Oh god, I thought we're okay. Continue.
No, I just have some
Oh, more
concluding-
Ice Kingdom. Okay.
some concluding thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
One is that cell phones are wonderful,
Okay.
except that means that every human being on the planet has a camera with them now. So if there's any place that has like a walkway, people take pictures across all of them all at the same time. So you cannot move without ruining somebody's photo.
I see.
And I can't tell you, like, I spent about twice as long in the Ice Kingdom as I wanted to because I was trapped because there was somebody taking a photo here and somebody taking a photo there and somebody on the ceiling taking a photo of their kids. And I got even worse because there was an ice rink. So I was like, yeah, let's go ice skating, magical ice adventure. People would selfie in the middle of the rink, like standing like up and then like bringing out their kids and then like somebody would be on the side, like standing
Wait, how
normally, and
does
they'd
this
be like,
all,
no,
I
back
don't understand how
up.
this affects you so much.
Were you trying to practice your triple Lutz or something?
I was trying to go forward at all.
Do you ice skate?
Yeah, well, I can. I don't, I'm not like, I'm not,
Is there a lot of ice skating?
not
in Dallas?
Olympic level. No, I mostly roller skated.
I don't think at any point in the story you ever actually described what Ice Kingdom was.
Yeah, or where it
So
is.
this whole time I've been
Wait a minute.
assuming.
What does this have to do with Die Another Day?
Well, mostly that I was thoroughly pleased with my trip, except for the fact that I did not get warped into Die Another Day, which is what I was imagining. Kind of
So you
bummed.
went ice skating.
And also, yes, also it's fun for me to hear, because I remember being with my family in places, and like after 5 minutes, everybody was already tired of each other. It's kind of interesting for me to just kind of take that in. To as I'm walking by a family, hear about 5 seconds of intense internal domestic strife.
it's the same thing.
It's like the rubber band is just about to snap all of the time.
Well-
and I'm like, man, when they get back in the van.
Most families are the same.
Yeah.
They're just they're your family.
Yeah, right? No, it's-
That's why I avoid mine.
James, Adam and Bruce went to the Joel Palace, and Lawrence went to the Ice Palace.
I went to a white elephant party.
Oh.
And the very first gift that was opened, not by me, was Guardians of the Galaxy on Blu-ray.
Oh, that's fucking
like-
awesome.
I was like, that's a good gift. I was like, I'm gonna snipe that if I can. And I didn't get it.
It was the 3 snipe rule?
Yeah,
I'm guessing?
Probably got
No,
some-
no, it was you can take the gift, but then it can't be taken again that round. And then I was like the third to last person to go pick, because you want to be the last, because then you can take your pick of anything. I was the third to last person to be picked, and knew that someone else after me was just gonna take that Guardians of the Galaxy thing. So I was like, fuck it, I'll try and open another gift, and it ended up being a rock with a Cheesecake Factory gift card strapped to it.
That's not bad.
So
That's not bad at all.
so it turned out okay.
Were you right? Did somebody after you try to take Guardians of
Oh,
the Galaxy?
absolutely. Yeah. Immediately after. I did the math, and I was negotiating a little bit, and saying, well, what are you going to pick? What is that going to be? And I knew I couldn't end up with it, so I didn't try.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say white elephant gift parties are like the idea is fun, but it always ends up someone gets way too serious
Yep.
about getting like
Oh,
a
yes.
$20
Were they-
fan.
Yes.
Or like I need that crock pot, and it's like look it up on Amazon real quick. I'm like that's only $25.
Yep.
I'll order for you right now.
Yeah, so it's like it's all good and fun, but there's always that one asshole who's super serious about it, and then they're like, the people make these weird rules where like you can trade 3 times, but you can have an alliance. I'm just like fucking god damn it.
Also, the price cap is generally like what, $25? Most white elephants. That's what it was for this one, and that is the worst price gap in the world. If it's $10, everything below it's probably going to be pretty worthless,
Yeah, it's garbage.
right? If it's above 25,
That's awesome.
it's going to be something good.
Yeah.
But like $25 is the range where you can get like. It's a stuffed animal, but there's a plant inside.
Right.
Like it's
A chip,
like
yeah.
this weird thing, or it can be a food processor. Like a really good blender or something like that. So $25.
$25 is not a really good one.
And it's like how much did they cost? Well, they both cost exactly $24.99. So it's a really bad place.
Have you guys ever done a white elephant gift exchange with a bunch of friends that don't give a shit and are all poor?
Yeah.
That is
That's fun.
the most
Is
fun
it?
I've ever had, because what people do, they'll wrap up like a bag of sand, a brick, like I
You
remember-
almost don't want to end up with any gifts.
I remember
Yeah, exactly.
somebody brought in a 95-cent bike from the thrift store.
Nice.
Whoa.
And then they put some newspaper around it, and nobody wanted the bike by the end of it because somebody tried to ride it at the very beginning and immediately broke it. That was a lot of fun, because then you ended up with everybody ended up with bullshit,
just
and so
bled for
nobody
it?
got jealous. It was great. That's
Have
what
you
it
been to
did.
a white elephant walk?
Oh, that's terrible.
Well,
Wait, walk?
Walk, WOK.
W-A-L-K.
Oh, okay. I like James's idea.
Lawrence knows what it is.
No, I don't. It just sounds terrible. It sounds like a benefit for white elephant
Oh, an
parties.
elephant walk is where you get a circle of guys and you all hold each other's penises and you walk around in a circle.
No, that's not what you do.
How does that
What's a
become-
white elephant walk?
Oh, because
that's an elephant walk.
It's like the trunk. It's like a
That's
white
what they make
elephant.
fraternity people do.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a real thing.
that's a thing. An elephant walk.
You walk in a circle. What? Wait.
You all hold each other's penises in a circle like elephants. They go like
Oh,
trunk to tail.
I see.
Except for you're holding the guy in front of
This
you.
is what your fraternity did?
This is what a fraternity did.
This is what your
fraternity did, yeah.
I think this is one of those things where like if you're on a date with a girl and you're like,
You really like her.
yeah, you're like, hey, maybe we can have sex later. No big deal. Joel's planting ideas. So later, once he gives us all his stupid sparkling wine, he's like, "Hey, remember I was talking about dumb? That was dumb. Unless
give
you
it a
want
shot.
to try
little joke.
it."
I want to hold your penis,
Put it
girlfriend.
on your pants. Come on, let's give it a shot.
All
Here
the
we go.
boys in college are doing it. You should do it.
I'm just saying.
Well, on that note, this podcast is also sponsored by NatureBox. NatureBox is delicious, and I wish I had prepared fake snack names, but I didn't.
It's okay.
So instead, I'll just tell you about snacks that you get in boxes from NatureBox.
Do they include tuber goobers?
Oh, they do.
Chublas.
Oh, the chublas are great.
I like those chublas.
The bomber blasts, nice.
Those are good. That
What
could be
about
real.
what about grape chimbers?
Grape chimbers are really good. Actually, I've had those.
They stick in my teeth, though.
Yeah.
Notice. One of the cool things about NatureBox, one of the things I was pleasantly surprised with, is when you sign up, you basically fill out a food profile for the kinds of snacks you want. It's not necessarily looking at a giant list and having to pick, because God knows making decisions is tough. Instead, you can just give it some general descriptors, like, oh, look at that, Shadow Tech.
I like savory snacks, for
Yeah,
example.
you can say that, or like low calorie, high fiber.
You guys ever had the Stunka Chunks?
I like diuretics. Do they have any diuretics?
Sorry, go ahead.
So if you have issues with flow, you can go for the all diuretic box, or whatever happens to meet your particular medical needs at the time. If you would like to try out NatureBox, go to naturebox.com/inside for a sample pack of their 5 most favorite snacks. Once more, that's naturebox.com/inside. Thank you for the sponsorship, NatureBox.
Grassy Gams.
Thank you.
Ever had those?
Yeah.
Oh no, where'd the keyboard go? Oh.
What about the
I put
lazy-eyed
it on
Peace
your box,
Walkers?
your bag.
Lazy-eyed Peace Walkers?
Those are real good.
They taste like cinnamon. They're real
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
They're real good. All right, Joel, you're going to take my place. I got to go.
Oh, okay. I might have to go too eventually. 'cause
Uh-oh.
I was supposed to have my employee review
Is
with
that-
my
Who?
boss today, but he's in a meeting right now.
Ah!
All right.
It's that sort of thing when it's kind of odd that they're both leaving at the same time. Like, I gotta leave.
Because they're
Me
going to go
too.
white elephant each other.
We can see them doing the parking lot.
Boys being boys.
All right, we got a question from the subreddit from Lifting Ape.
Hi.
He writes, or she writes, I hope, that person. I hope these questions are not too intrusive and do not require any disclosing of confidential information,
That
but
means
any
they will
response
be.
is cool.
Go
Question number 1, what exactly happened to Lyle? And then question number 2, might as well bundle these together.
Sure.
Basically, there's some expository, but
Yeah,
it
I
boils
guess-
down to what is
Bye,
Inside
guys.
Gaming's...
Bye.
Bye, Bruce.
Bruce.
What is Inside Gaming's real opinion on Respawn, Sark, Hutch, and Nanners, and the disassembling of that trio, basically when they went their own ways?
Lyle, I don't talk to as much as I used to. I actually don't know I know him personally. I tend to stay out of business stuff for any of that sort of thing. I know that he and Dexter, who were making Sanity together, don't work together anymore. Whatever reason that is, I don't care. I still consider myself friends with Dexter and Lyle, but I've never been in the same room as them since, I don't know what it was, E3 2010 or 11, however long ago that was. But I mean, I don't know. They don't work together anymore, and I think Lyle's doing his own thing. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
But
we actually
always a talented guy.
used him for a few things. We actually worked with him for a few things as a writer on some pieces in 2013.
Did those ever go up?
Yeah, some of them went up. I mean, what do you would remember better what the exact projects were? I think there were a bunch of them, and then we ran out of budget for that programming initiative that was for arcade, which is going to be a sort of a block of all machinima programming, because everyone talks about how they wanted to see machinima all machinima. So we talked to Lyle a lot about that, and we got some scripts, and then it turns out after we put out our first few series, nobody watched them, and nobody wanted to watch Machinima All Machinima. And so we stopped doing Machinima All Machinima.
Great name for a company. And then Respawn, I guess
Well, I was just going to say, a lot of people don't realize they used to work on Respawn before Inside Gaming.
James was on Respawn. Well, so if you don't know what Respawn was or is, I mean, I'm only going to speak to what it was when it was Sark, Hutch, and Nanners, because I saw that start off. So, I mean, it was like half director channel, half personality channel, which in my opinion can never really work. You have to really do one or the other. So in that way, and then looking at Sark is like nothing but personality, besides being an all-around nice guy, sweet guy, awesome dude, and funny. So like putting him in that sort of channel didn't really make a lot of sense. And then same with Hutch and C. Nanners. It's like these are all guys who have their own channels, very successful channels. Didn't make a lot of sense putting them all in the same place. It just, I don't think, in hindsight, obviously, but like everyone looking back is like, why? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? I don't know. So, but at the end of the day, they're all doing great. So I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger thing. Like, Respawn, the guys from Respawn just moved on to bigger things,
Yeah.
bigger than even Respawn, so.
Yeah, and if you haven't checked it out, Sark's channel is fantastic.
Yeah.
Nanners is still rocking and rolling, and Hutch I mostly see on Twitch streams, but they all make more sense in their current environments. The Respawn environment didn't make a lot of sense, especially when it was on. It should have always just been one or the other. So that's my personal opinion. I'm not in charge of that from a business perspective. I work in production, but I do miss those guys. I do miss seeing them every day. But anyone who works at this company will tell you, even if you work with somebody, you don't see them every day. We just remember Jeremy from what did he work on exactly? Happy Hour. But he came in Azevedo. Yeah, he came in a long time ago. He left the company recently to go work at Discovery. And I saw him at the party, and I had forgotten that he had left. And I was like, "Oh yeah, you don't work at Machinima." I was like, "I would never see you anyway during the week, so because we live in our little fishbowl here, and we practically never see anyone anyway." So it's this weird sort of ironic thing where like I see these people more now that they don't work at the company than I did when I actually worked at the same company as them. So
There you have it.
yeah, so yeah, not intrusive at all.
All right, next question from Squishy Supreme. This is kind of an interesting topic. We've talked about it on the podcast previously, but Squishy writes, over the years so I've spent watching and thoroughly enjoying IG's content, it's become apparent that, from what I've observed, IG has one of the more volatile viewer bases that I've seen. The generally negative comment sections for their videos, especially The Daily Show, are filled to the brim with hate directed towards the hosts and their opinions. Example from the most recent IG Daily in which they discussed online focus, games that segregate players with DLC and those without, namely Destiny. Shut up, Bruce, you big fucking asshole. That was actually, I love that comment.
Bruce loves it too, by the way.
You wouldn't expect to see this, continues on, you wouldn't expect to see this stuff in the comments of other similar channels and outlets like Human Hunter, IGN, etc.
Sure.
It's this negativity, the result of rando shitheads from the main Machinima channel and or other places on the internet spilling over into the IG channel to spew their hate. Are the opinions held by the hosts really so controversial that they fly in the face of popular convention? Is it just an extremely vocal minority that holds these views? Do people hold gaming a hobby in such high regard that they savagely attack those who do not share the same opinions? Is the internet filled with asshats that enjoy instigating shitstorms in comment sections, or am I just an idiot?
Wow. I think he covered all his bases.
Yeah,
there.
I think it's a mix of all of them. You know?
Yeah.
Except the idiot part.
Yeah.
You're thoroughly well-reasoned and articulate.
No, you're not being dumb at all. It's a great question.
We've talked about that because I feel like, especially in the subreddit and stuff, we and mostly our community has done a great job at self-policing. Typical internet speech and just bullshit, it's typically not really tolerated.
Right.
Especially on the subreddit. But yeah, in the comments, it's a whole other story.
Sure.
It's just...
There's just no fighting YouTube comments because you're dealing with the widest net possible in the world. So it's literally you're dealing with human beings, which human beings can be total assholes sometimes. So you just kind of take that. But I think as far as like, I would say the comments on Machinima, the Machinima channel, are far worse than the ones on the IG channel.
They really are.
Because everyone, I assume everyone, especially even watching or listening to this podcast, you're here because you're here for Inside Gaming and you like this group of people. Machinima has gone through so many different iterations. So you either subscribe for Master Chief Sucks at Halo, Inside Halo, Call of Duty gameplay videos. I mean, God, it changes every 3 months. So you're dealing with, I feel like already like an angry group of people who are like either here because they don't know why they're here and these videos keep showing up their sub box and they feel maybe tricked to coming in some way, or like, I don't know what the rationale is, but they get in there and they're just mad already. And then I don't want to say we have controversial
Well, we intentionally...
Opinions?
I mean, we intentionally...
No, I think we have opinions.
We have opinionated opinions?
I mean, there are a lot of YouTubers and such out there who, I mean, there's YouTubers out there who just want people to like them, so they're very friendly and whatever. And I don't think that we're mean, but I don't think that we've ever allowed like something above us or someone around us to compromise our own personal opinions about things.
Yeah. Well, like a really good example was the Sony, the PS4, the HDCP thing. I guess we can tell more of the story now, but we found out internally through different means that there was going to be a restriction on capturing gameplay. And so we were like, we have this inside info. We're like, okay, we need to do something about this. And it was a good few weeks, months, if not, where people were coming to us personally and being like, how dare you call out Sony like this? Fuck you. You guys were like, we're doing this for you. Like, we reported on the story because, and they're like, you're just making it up. It's like, no, we are not. 100% we are not making this up. And they're like, why do you hate Sony? And it's like, so it is easy on one hand to come out and be, and at the end of the day, yes, they were blocking game capture, and there was no way around it until they put out a patch that got rid of it. In no way were we're going to discredit Sony. It's like, no, we were doing this for our people. And so it's like, that was a weird situation where I was like, people will be mad at you basically for disagreeing with, I guess, whatever's popular at the time, which was at that time was like, Sony can do no wrong because they kicked the shit out of Microsoft during all the press conferences. But it's like, yeah, that's good and well, but like, I've seen this for years. Maybe, I don't know, we've just been doing this longer, that it's like, this always happens where people will fight for your goodwill and then they'll turn it around on you and fuck you over. And so it's like, we're just trying to be mindful all the time that someone's trying to dick you over. And in this situation, that was going to happen 100%. So, I don't know.
I think a contributing factor. Yeah, you're also a fanboy. I think a contributing factor here is we intentionally pick controversial topics. We pick what people are discussing, what people are angry about.
Yeah.
So it's not a surprise that we attract those people. I mean, if we made videos about something that didn't have an interesting aspect to it, we'd just be here are 5 screenshots from Halo. Here they are.
A lot of
And
games media does.
That's what I'm saying. So like we intentionally inject ourselves into hot conversations. So it's not really a surprise that we attract some of them more.
Right. Well, like a recent one was like the Uncharted one with like, how dare you compare, like...
Man, they were mad.
Yeah, they were really mad, but at the same time, it was like, is it okay that I'm not excited about this game? Like that I've played the last 3 and I've been like me personally, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's Uncharted. I'm excited. Cool. I'll play it. But like, why are you jizzing all over this game? It's like, because it's not the second coming of Christ, and it's going to be like the last 3, which is fine. And graphically, it looks a little bit better. But the video that they put out was kind of muddy.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah, and so then like,
Here you're a fanboying again.
yeah, and it's like I'm not. I don't hate Naughty Dog or anything like that. I think they're hardworking guys and they make great games. But like, it's so weird where people are just like, you're not in agreement with the exact same thing that I'm in agreement with, and now I hate you. And you're like, well, that's how the Nazi Party started, to bring this whole conversation full circle.
There we go.
I mean, I think you should also, before you get really, really pissed off, you should decide whether or not you just want someone that agrees with you for the sake of it, or someone that is trying to be genuinely themselves. You know?
No, and that's, I guess, the sort of thing, like, people are always like, Bungie paid you off, and it's like, no, we legitimately enjoy Destiny here. Like, we enjoy it.
Yeah.
We recognize our flaws, but we also don't devote our entire life to this one game. So, like, we picked it up, we liked it, we move on. And
Whoa.
I don't know. It's a strange thing that, like, I guess that's what happens when you cover all the games. You get the super passionate people who are like, so like if we cover Dota or something like that, the really hardcore Dota guys will come in and we'll be like, yeah, we kind of know about Dota, but like we try to play everything. We try to play, we play a game called Chaser. I mean, for the love of God, like we're so all over the place. So I guess it's like, we're not exactly experts on just one thing, but we do our research. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When we cover stuff, it's like we know what we're talking about. We're not some idiot host that's just like, I don't play video games and I just read off a teleprompter. It's like, no, like, I'm gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna go play Destiny because I'm almost 28.
I consider it a good sign that a good sign that people want to engage with us, or rather, that what we're saying does engage that passion. I'm painting it in the most positive possible way.
Sure.
But I mean, to me, ambivalence is worse than hate, because if somebody's hating, at least they're engaging and thinking. Well, maybe not thinking, but feeling. And yeah, so.
Well, then also, like, I guess another thing, too, like, we've talked about this before, like, the clickbaity titles and stuff like that.
Yeah, we asked for it to a degree.
But at the end of the day, too, like Bruce has pointed out, those are mostly fun, and it's almost like Bruce is, like, it is very kind of Daily Show in a way, or, like, kind of Onion, where it's like, we're almost kind of mocking...
Yeah, mocking the people who don't get it.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like, the game industry is really silly, and clickbait's really silly, and a lot of, like we're always like, we like games are fun, they're cool, but the people are like, dude, this is gonna change shit, and it's like, no it's not.
Nope.
It's a video game. It's an optional form of
Games are still games.
We're passionate about it and we love it, but at the same time I recognize that we as a group just doing like this podcast aren't going to have the cultural impact of something, say, like Serial.
Yeah.
The podcast, for those of you who don't know, where they're actually talking about a guy who is, I don't know if he's on death row, but he's life in prison for a murder that he may or may not have committed. That has real life implications and impact. Whereas this, like, it's a bit more. I mean, like, we have seen people who have said, like, you make me feel better, like, you've changed my life through, like, making me laugh and making me feel better. That's fun and good and all, but, like, gaming in general, I don't think will have that same sort of impact. It's recreational fun.
I think it can.
So we try not to take it too seriously, because if you do that, then you look silly.
Well, yeah. Yes and no. I think balance is super important, but I also think, just like any work of art, it's possible for a game to touch you or teach you something about yourself you may not have known before. We all have different pieces missing from who we are, so things affect us in different ways. I think gaming has that potential, for sure. But it's for us to talk about it with the kind of desperate, I don't even know what the word is, the desperate vindictiveness that a lot of people do. That it's basically all they think about, all they talk about. Oh, we go outside sometimes.
Actually, to be fair, like, when I go outside, I mostly want to talk about games. I like talking about games. I think they're great.
Or Batman.
I don't think it's going to change the world in the sense that, like, a nuclear missile will. Those things are a bit scarier and more tangible in real life. Whereas, if a game gets delayed a week, it's probably not going to have any huge world impact other than on, the stock price of a certain company, which is interesting, and we like it, and we discuss it all the time. But at the same time, I think we try to be a little self-aware of what it is that we do.
Perspective.
Yeah, and it's like maybe it's just my sort of laissez-faire attitude in life, but, like, try not to take too many things too seriously unless they really impact your life, like your health or your loved ones.
There you go.
That's just kind of how I feel. And there you go.
Take that, internet. Let's look at fan art.
Hey, let's do it.
Look at dumb pictures of butts. Somebody half drew Adam's face.
Speaking of butts, is it my face?
This is Reddit user butt yawn.
I do have kind of a butt chin. That's fine. I'll take it. That's turning out great. Well, hold on, let me do the.
Well, was the challenge to start with a photograph and then draw the other half?
I think so.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they use the rest of the photograph for reference, but
Yeah.
pretty cool. And then Cheese Big Girls.
Yes.
Drew the demon days of Inside Gaming.
Yep.
James looks fucking badass. I mean, we look great, but I love the way James looks. It's perfect.
It's smiling so big.
You're like Murdoch.
Yeah.
I look like Murdoch. You look like Russell, and Bruce looks like
Whoa.
2D.
Hi there.
That's true.
What? And then yet again,
Yes.
our fan base cannot resist turning us into buxom women.
This is so far removed from actually being spool now that I just.
No,
Yeah,
I
seriously.
see a little
Just a
spool
hat.
in there, and the nipples,
Henry Kess, JJJ.
Ugh,
and the hips.
it's just too hot.
I
Popping
think
it out.
I like this
You drew a
trend
Bruce, too.
It's like the new Pekovic,
Yeah.
because
Hot spool.
it means that I have even more of a reason to masturbate to spool in any given day.
True.
And I'm grateful for
I
that.
love the art style though. It's really
it's
cool.
nice.
I dig that kind of retro.
Unique.
Yeah. It's very awesome.
Whoa. Hey. All right. Okay.
You're having a hard time with that keyboard.
Liam Law drew Adam Kovic as an entrant to GTA Online.
Your mouth looks like you got punched.
My hair's gone. I don't have black hair, by the by.
It's weird.
It's brown.
It looks
but
like
that's fine.
It looks like a 3D model of you was made and then texture mapped.
Yeah.
But now we're just looking at the texture. map.
I know where they got the photo actually, and I'll probably never forgive my wife for this. So a long time ago, Jess took a picture of my face, like close
Oh,
up. And,
yeah.
And I looked kind of. I think I was a little chubbier back then. But what she did was, I forever love her for this. She took my face and then put it on a toy.
Yeah.
And it's a Batman toy. So it's like the Dark Knight suit, but it's my face.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird because I'm like, that's not I'm not Batman because I think I have a weird face. I think like most people do. They think that I have a weird face. So that
strange.
photo, for whatever reason, she used my name, I guess, when she uploaded it. So if you Google search my name,
And it has the dots on it, right?
I've
seen that.
And it's just me, like, I already have kind of a round face, so I'm just like,
Well, at least they Googled and used pictures of you as
Yes.
opposed to pictures of my brother, like they normally do for me.
that's fine. I love it, though. That's very sleuthy of you to find that photo.
Ivan Guti.
Oh, I love it.
Come on.
Just
You
take
gotta
down
just
arrow.
take your fingers off.
I am.
Or just
Page
hit the down
down.
arrow. Like
Oh,
James
down
said.
doesn't work. Do us all as Halloween style.
Dig it.
What, Christmas?
I'm guessing this is
Christmas?
you, Adam.
Christmas
I
style?
was a little lost as to who I was.
Same thing.
Oh yeah.
guess
Bruce is
Joel,
always the
that's
one who has
Bruce.
the facial hair that doesn't touch in the
That's
middle.
James.
No.
That's
And then
me.
Adam generally
That's
has the
Fool.
5 o'clock shadow.
So there's
Yeah.
really that's just you.
I don't
Yeah.
typically have a mustache.
You got a little
though.
dad mustache. I love it.
Yeah. And what is that? A pocket protector? No, it's a
Oh, it's
candy
a candy
cane.
cane in your.
Yeah. I never really. Wear
But you also have like the impassive 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, that's me. Dead inside.
Love it.
You're like, I hate this holiday. I love you kids.
I love.
I
this.
am the no-namer. You guys as animals. For some reason. Also changed your shirt to just be straight fucking.
That was
Yeah.
my fault. That was my fault. He
really?
originally posted it, and it was just the unicorn shirt.
Ah.
And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Adam was drawn as a unicorn and the shirt were two human beings having sex on it? But then he was like, well, I'll change the shirt, and so he changed the shirt. I thought the design was great before, but I think it's even better now that
Yeah.
there's some sex happening
Why
on
produce
it.
a walrus?
was
He
confused by
said
that.
he tried to find an animal that had a mustache that didn't touch in the middle, and the
Perfect.
walrus was that.
Perfect.
And then you've got the invert. There's your face on the shirt.
I wish we
You're
could
the
sell
gorilla.
that shirt. My face inverted this style.
That'd be great.
Oh, it's so good.
Mojo Jojo X drew us all as old people. Kind of creepily accurate.
Yeah. Did he just put us through like one of those processes of like this is what you'll look like years later?
Maybe.
I have a theory that
Joe looks like a boy. He looks
the
like a little boy.
exterior of my face is Sean Connery's.
Oh, it might be. Yeah.
I think it's Sean Connery.
Right.
Oh, I kind of see what he did now.
He took old people's faces
Yeah.
and then
Because
transplanted.
Fools is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is old man spool.
That's definitely old man spool.
Adam's head looks like it's what's his face?
Trying to escape
Clint
my
Eastwood?
body. Oh.
Could be Clint Eastwood's head.
Yeah.
I see kind of a Vincent Price thing going on here. I don't know. And then
Bruce just looks like
I love Lawrence's
Yeah, that's good.
coal
Salty
miner.
old sailor.
salty old sailor.
Joel looks like.
Let me tell you the legend of Cheddar Bay.
Joel looks kind of like Alex Trebek or
He looks like a
Burt
4-year-old.
Reynolds.
He does, yeah.
Pretending to be a grown man.
I think
Very
he's
pedo.
what's the name of that dude?
Guy from Fantasy Island.
No, he took over before Drew Carey took over The Price is Right. After Bob Barker was gone, he filled in for a couple weeks.
know there
He's
was
on a
a-
bunch of TV shows.
Oh, I know.
We'll come back to it later.
See the
Go to
Dancing with
next
the
one.
Stars guy?
Dirt867 drew
Yeah.
Willems, James Willems.
Yep. That's the second piece of fan art in a row where I'm drawing Spawn. I like this trend.
There needs to
Let's
be
keep
more.
it
Yeah.
happening.
Come on, guys.
Share a
It's no
first name.
secret.
Keep the English train running.
Reddit user Chromostatic drew. Oh.
Oh my god, crammed into that shirt.
Well, it's funny because he got the pecs right. It's
My
pretty much what they
giant
look like now.
Circular pecs with
Except you
nipples that point out the center.
Oh god.
I like Bruce's coiffure.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
It really points out how dumb that actor looks as Doctor Who.
Oh, people love Matt Smith. Like
Robert
Sproul.
review stuff.
Yeah, he's great.
Another fan art this week.
Uh-huh.
Joel Jeeves Jocelyn. I just love Joel's facial expression.
This game sucks.
It throws me off how thick he is. I was like, something's off. Joel
He's
should.
tough, man.
He
Yeah,
is.
that bicep. It's real big.
What? He's tough. He's a
nice.
tough guy.
Big boy.
Got to be tough to be a wrestler. The Son of the Beach.
Yes.
Oh man.
Through John Crone.
Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure we have one more episode and then it's canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already recorded it. So
Yeah,
you've
it's-
seen it. You've seen the end of Chrome.
Yeah, we're done. Chrome's over.
so
no,
it's
one-
fine to
finish it.
no one's
Nope.
watching it. No, I mean, maybe we'll just go to the last level one day.
Just like
but
Chaser, we'll have to do a marathon someday when I'm just tired of it.
I like J.K. Lowell, the
Yeah.
fake grenade.
Grades don't do anything.
I don't know what the pink gun is, but I still think it's funny.
I'll handle the bad guys.
No, and his derpy, stupid face and his 10,000 legs.
Ruthless Russian drew another
Oh man.
Bruce Hulk and another Machinima Man.
Yes.
You got the cape now.
That's pretty cool.
It's like the dildo. Just
Yeah,
kind
look
of.
at your thighs.
I like
like-
how my style is changing through time.
Yeah. This is the more mature Machinima Man.
Yeah, just like Batman has a bunch of different suits, you gotta have different ones.
Yeah, I agree.
Or
I like that you're.
Batman.
What I assume you're clenching the dildo with your butt. It's
Yeah.
just kind of hanging off to
That's
the
how I
side.
hold it.
Well,
Yep.
it's got to be coiled up a little too because it's pretty short here.
Sheathe it in.
Oof. Handle
Just
first.
sheathe it in.
No, it's like remember the GIF of the fish trying to escape downstream?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got to
it's like
fold
that.
it over a few times
Yeah.
and pumped up in there.
Oh, thanks, but no thanks.
And then Poff drew Skycry
Nice.
5.
Wow. That's
I
a
just-
really cool style.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really love the styling here. Man.
See, again, Bruce's mustache doesn't touch in the middle.
Sure.
That's how you know the difference. Also, Adam's hair goes up and Bruce's hair goes straight.
Well, and also there's even more composition here. Adam is like a rectangle and Bruce is more of an oval. Love it.
It's really cool.
Red user Steel Liu.
Oh my god.
Through Joel and Adam.
Adam's.
Oh boy.
I guess this is kind of like a
Adam's face. He looks like Vigo from Ghostbusters 2 when they're spraying him down with the hose.
That's exactly it. I love Joel.
Joel's got kind of a Beavis and
Fuzzy
Butthead
little-
look.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And then his like hand.
Yeah, it's just tiny little hands.
But, like, okay, so normally that's a thing. Like artists typically don't draw hands right because hands are huge and it's not obvious. But he drew this hand right, so he did that on purpose.
Yep.
He gave Joel a little teeny.
I just like how miserable we look.
Your best friends.
Oh,
Best friends in the mental institution.
yes.
So yeah, Mexican. I Suicified you guys.
Uh-huh.
I just love Bruce and James as the thing 1 and thing 2.
Yeah.
So good.
I like when people get this sort of creative where it just, I don't know, like you really have to watch our content to assign these roles.
Yeah, you're right.
Drugs. They help.
And then Joel's
Yeah.
like scolding,
Yeah, he's the angry fish.
He's the angry fish, and those are my 2 little dorks.
dancing for you.
I'm kind of this weird, reluctant ringleader.
Oh, it's so good. Crisis due to the arrested bitch face. You nailed it though.
I feel like the eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of droopy.
Just dead in that.
It's funny because it looks as though Adam posed for that, knowing how the end result was going to look,
Yeah.
and that's the face he made.
I haven't seen some fan art like capture. Not necessarily what Adam is, but I think what Adam thinks he is, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's perfectly it.
That's how I see myself. My left eye trying to get away from my right eye.
But even that's perfect. Just like your face is even sad of being there, so it's trying to slough off your skull.
All right, the more I look at it, the sadder I get.
So all right, we'll move on. My auto.
Oh God!
Oh, wow.
Drew battle spool, flying through the desert with a sword in hand.
Where's my hat?
It's like a
though?
Salvador
from the
Dali
Mad Max
painting.
Play walk. You're riding the bomb too fast.
Yeah, but it's funny. He's going to war, but against what?
I like that somehow they managed to figure out that Spool is bald under his hat and
That's
his
what they
toupee.
did.
Yeah,
That's
and also
really-
super ripped.
Oh, he looks
They
like
think I just have drugs up there.
he looks like Bat Boy.
Yeah, he does.
So
He
good.
looks, dare I say it, like a certain actor I know.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, just no, the
Billy Zane?
Cunt?
Okay.
Not that actor.
well, because you're so
boy.
bald and you're so chestily ripped.
God.
Matic Vernick.
Speaking of chestily,
after Chrome froze with a great Chrome face, he drew Jennifer Love Chrome.
Wasn't it Jessica Alba?
no.
Jessica Love Chrome. Sorry.
I said that Chrome looked like Jennifer Love Hewitt
that's it.
because her eyes flip up the wrong way. She has upside down smile eyes.
Cool.
And
God.
so that's what that reference is. But I'll
okay.
be damned if
This
those
is
boobs
like-
are
this is-
not fantastic.
The boobs are great. It's just
fake.
it's still like
What?
Zolgo.
Jennifer Love Hewitt doesn't have fake boobs.
No, she just has big ones. Those look really fake. I don't know.
Those
if
look
that's
super
her.
duper fake.
I think they look fake. I think they're probably crammed all together with a bra, but I don't think she has fake boobs.
No, she's always had big ones.
All right, this requires further research.
All right, well,
Man.
Smosh
Those
Lover,
look
Ruhan Sheik
God, he looks so uncomfortable.
depicted poor Bruce throwing out his back from a humping accident.
I like that that's how they fix it.
Yeah.
By breaking his spine even more.
I like the shadowing that the clipboard
Oh yeah,
cast over his
Gosh, I
arm.
didn't even notice that.
you know they're
it's the
real
detail.
actors.
And the little nipples, little puffy nipples.
Is that an accurate Bruce chest? Did they take that from one of our videos? That
Maybe.
That's
was
really
topless.
close.
Looks like it.
that is pretty close.
It's funny. It looks kind of like a more detailed how it should have ended style.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
All right.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Like a sword.
President Isabella McKenzie, President Izzy, drew a crest of
Coots.
Coons. Yeah,
Yeah, I like
using your
this.
name
This
for
is
it.
great.
And they even took your little quote.
Jokes my dolly up good.
Although I'm always sad when they draw things. Like I love that it's hand drawn and everything, but I'm always sad because you can't get like a digital clean version of them.
Yeah.
Well, they
That's
scan
pretty
it.
clean. That's a
Well,
pretty
yeah.
good photo.
Look, if you got 25 cents, go to Kinko's and email this to us, please.
I see that Spool. You're angling on a tattoo, aren't you? You want to get that right on the
Ooh.
small of your back?
I've been
Yeah.
looking.
Ooh.
No.
He'll flex his butt cheeks and the flags will wave.
Crazy guy's running by, shouting. He wants some fan art.
That's our second meth
You're
head
not wearing a
today.
shirt?
When it rains in LA, the crazies really
True,
come
they
out.
Have to, they have to migrate.
They have to get out of their tents.
Their hovels get flooded.
All right.
Split Atom 3000
Oh,
through the
God.
nice toss, bouncing off of the nice toss.
He looks like Guile.
Battle Adam, I
He looks
guess.
like one of those old troll toys.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
does.
Good call.
One piece that's pretty inaccurate. He gave me James's arms, which I don't have, and I don't have that much armpit hair.
Yeah,
I
well,
just
popping out of your little.
I just don't grow.
I'll be the
Look
judge
at
of that.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Do
nothing.
you cut it down?
No, I will like pretty
Mow
much.
it. You gotta mow it sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
9 nights long.
like after like I don't know a few months, like it just looks sad. So yeah, I'll trim it down, but like I don't use a razor or anything. Like I don't have body hair. It's my legs and my dick.
Sure, whatever.
My dick has
Wait,
hair.
there's hair on your dick?
It's one hair that comes out the tip of the
Right out
dick.
of the tip.
And you wrap it around. Like
I will
when
never
you're
get
trying to
tired.
turn
Oh
a
my
giant
God.
nail into a
Speaking
magnet.
of sad,
I'll never get tired of
amazing.
James caricatures.
oh, they're
Oh.
so good.
James's response on Twitter when he saw this.
They make him look so
Wait, what
freaking.
did-
Did he do that
What'd I
on
say?
ZBrush or something?
Kill me.
Yeah.
Make those faces right now.
Okay.
But you have to like saturate the eyebrows though. That's the stuff.
Wait, close your mouth a bit more.
Yeah, that's
That's pretty close. Up, we got a
no, do the
thousand yards there. Like,
no. That one's angry face though, not sad eyebrows. Angry eyebrows.
and you also have
Yeah, it's
to.
closer.
You have to somehow scrunch your face, but open your eyes wide open.
Uh-huh.
I think you need help. Someone has to.
I also have to have
Puppeteer you.
Lionel Richie's hair.
Oh, the
Cool.
the
It's
detail.
I love this.
Oh,
Crow
yes.
the Arrow made little cube men of you guys.
There's my mustache.
You guys like Minecraft so much that he made you into.
You know what's funny?
that my-
We can't
Those
even
aren't
stand.
thieves. They
Those
got
cube
little
men
arms.
can't stand. Their legs come out at the front of the cube.
Right.
They'd be leaning
They
over.
have to scoot around with their little legs.
Always leaning forward.
Yeah.
Always leaning forward. I think it's awesome.
The expressions are great though.
Yeah, they are. I really like this.
That will one day be a shirt. Yeah.
And Bruises shirtless. Kiss my
Nice.
asshole.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
She signed as Boston. She finally revealed who she was, so I can
Yes.
attribute this perfectly.
Whoa.
Sent us post-its, perfectly capturing all of our
I
essences.
love it. I love it.
Guys, I want you to see how awesome I look in that.
You look so awesome.
And now show the other ones again.
They're like chibi eyes.
The ones in my horrific face. Now let's go down again. So
That's how you
this
choose
is the
to-
spectrum that I fall on in terms of appearance.
The thing I like the most about your post-it note is, I think I said this on Twitter, the oranges that you're smuggling in your arms. They look really ripe. I want to sink my teeth into them.
You look like you're disapproving of my smuggling of oranges on your post.
Why are you hogging all those oranges, James?
Not from concentrate.
Those are all so
Yeah,
good.
they're really, 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 really good.
I'm also grasping at my teat.
So what we need is for this person to make a fully animated feature featuring these
Yeah, if
characters.
you could do that. I'll animate it by hand, please.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, we'll do the voice work. I mean, maybe.
Speaking of maybe doing the
we could
voice
do.
work.
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
Finally, we got a couple of IG animateds for you. Max Shayer's at it again.
Nightmare animation.
Yep, there's gonna be some more of those.
Is there volume?
Not on here.
Sadly, no.
Oh my god!
So this was impressive because he switched from terrifying 2D art to what
Yeah.
looks like 3D.
I thought it was always kind of a mix of the two.
Oh,
I did
man.
not see that this weekend.
How was this done? I'm trying to figure out how this is done because it looks
He
like
has a layer.
I think Satan was
on top,
involved.
but
it looks
still.
like the thing that you would do when you take a picture of yourself and then you
And then,
put it into
yeah.
an app and then it would
Yeah.
like have you say something, but it's
I think
animated.
you're right. I think you're right because so there's an animation tool suite they use a lot for anime actually, where you can take one 2D photo and then animate pretty much every part
Yeah.
about it.
Right.
And it looks kind of like that's what's happening here because yeah, it's just the points of articulation moving
Upper lip
around.
is massive.
Oh man. Yeah, this is like one of those cartoons your parents would make you watch because there was nothing better.
Yep.
And then you just have nightmares. From it. Oh, boy.
Whose face is that?
Oh man,
it's
shoot
a
the
baby.
baby. Okay.
Yeah. Someone needs to find this on VHS in their closet in like 10 years.
The phone rings afterwards.
Whoops. What?
Nice VLC player. Good job.
Great. That's not escape at all. There we are.
All right.
And then he did one more, the half-baked Christmas
Yeah.
half-baked Christmas special.
Right. Well, the passive aggressive
Yeah, he said-
text.
I don't remember ever
Right.
anyone reaching
So here's
out
the
to me.
thing. I launched my Reddit app on my phone, which gave me a notification that I had like 200 Reddit email or mails. I clicked on that, and this was one of them.
Oh.
I don't see. There's like no notification when you go to Reddit that you have mail.
You have to check it every day.
The icon being red instead of
Yeah, but
gray
the
or
thing is,
whatever.
once you check it, it like wipes all the notifications.
Yeah.
So Reddit's not typically the best way, and
Twitter.
I thank you for being a hardcore fan and making this sort of stuff, but I don't know if we need the indirect hate
Yeah, a
of
little
like
passive-aggressive.
well, I did the VO myself and it sucks because Inside Gaming wouldn't do it, and it's like, whoa.
No, I hate
truth
us. I
is-
mean, I hate us.
The truth is, honestly, we probably didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
So when you say I didn't get a reply back,
Also-
was
Also,
There
it
are
was
some
6
times where
days
we
ago.
see it and we don't have any time.
Yeah.
well,
So,
it's also the sort of thing when people tweet art out or anything like that, and they tweet only the Inside Gaming account, but none of us.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, I sent it to you guys. Like, did you send it to me personally? Well, no.
And generally, we do an okay job of sharing it if one person sees it and someone else doesn't. But that's not 100% guaranteed.
We're such egomaniacs. We look at everything.
No, I think it's because we are the opposite of egomaniacs, and we assume no one would ever be thinking of us or concerned about us at all. So we aren't worried about missing something, and then things fall through the cracks.
Yes.
No, I assume I'm pretty important, and if it doesn't
Well,
cross
Joel's
my radar, it's
important.
not worth looking at.
Yeah, Joel's important, but
So we apologize if we missed something, but we do our best. But we also work very hard, and
Yeah.
we'll miss some things.
Though, just for future reference, I know I joked earlier about doing VO for a cartoon because I knew this video was coming up. That's any sort of those things where you need our time to do stuff. That gets a little complicated because we're spending most of our time making content for you guys, not giving you assets to create more content. I wish we had time to do that. So that might not be something we'll be able, a request we'll be able to fulfill.
avoid it as much as you can.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we're completely opposed to doing it. We
course
would
not.
love to. It's just a matter of finding the time.
Yeah, I'm just saying the likelihood of us being able to do that is a lot more slim as opposed to showing your wonderful art on a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, we're already here late doing this podcast, which we do every single week.
I gotta go.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bruce boned out like 2 hours ago.
No, I'm just saying this is just content that we're just producing for our own channel that we do regularly and
Right.
we're here late. So you know,
Apologies, we didn't. But believe me, that wasn't meant to be a slap in the face or anything like that. So sorry if you felt offended. Ow,
you got slapped.
that was
You
not
got
a good
slapped.
slap.
Oh well,
That-
he's just gonna do it
But
again
yeah,
until it's
Twitter
good. That one
is
wasn't very
better
good.
to get a hold of us in general. I would try.
Ow! Again.
So that's it for another Inside Gaming podcast. As we leave, let us remind you that this podcast is sponsored by NatureBox.
Nature Box?
Yes, sir, NatureBox. You can get sacks full of delicious food. And I like saying the word
I was
sack.
gonna say nature sacks.
Nature bags.
I like that.
To get a free trial, which features 5 of their most popular snacks, go to naturebox.com/inside, where you can get a free box of food. You have to pay shipping, a couple bucks. But hey, it's a good trade around.
Why
So
wouldn't you get free food?
Do get.
do get.
Because that's not an actual statement.
I don't know.
There you go.
Laziness.
Yeah. Are you lazy?
Naturebox.com/inside. Thank you, NatureBox. And thank you, listener. For
I'm gonna try
listening to another
the
podcast.
winter root tumble grumblers.
Man, my tumble's grumbling right now.
Yeah.
Winter root.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
root?
so much for
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm going to do my request one more time in case it didn't come through in the last podcast. If you've watched this on YouTube, that's great. If you could also download it on whatever app you use, Stitcher, iTunes, anything, please download the podcast as well, and then you can delete it immediately off your phone.
Don't say that.
Well, I'm just saying, listen
They
to us
need the
later.
space.
Either way. I mean, I listen to podcasts all the time, and it is actually nice when, like, the Rooster Teeth guys acknowledge that there are people who listen as opposed to watch.
Yeah.
So there are, things that you can't see us doing, like the game we're playing or whatever. But if you could download it, that would be super cool, awesome. When I type in gaming in my app, I use, like, some podcast app for Android. If you type in gaming, we're, like, 10th, which is good. But,
Is the egomaniac thing coming back?
no, not at
go.
all. I
I want to be number
we go.
5.
I'm Adam Kobe.
I don't have your next podcast.
I want mass penetration.
Ugh.
Is that a good way to go out on?
Yep.
I cut as soon as you said that, I'm sure.
A regular exploration of the island. They normally just go and check things out.
Yeah, right.
There's an older gentleman and a younger gentleman, and the younger gentleman says, "Should we take our guns?" And the older gentleman says, "No, it'll be
Yeah,
fine."
I forgot about that scene.
He says,
this
"Normally
Chang?
they."
Yeah,
No, no, no.
the Asian guys.
the Asian guys at the beginning. And
Oh,
then-
right,
Well,
okay.
actually, I think they're Hawaiian, but and so
That's the other.
so these park rangers basically say that every once in a while there's like guys selling pot.
Ooh,
Selling pot on
that's
the
illegal.
island.
You can't do that.
They're growing pot. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So he just normally takes a little bit of cash on the side.
Sure.